Welcome back, our dear viewers. Indeed, small and medium-sized enterprises, the SMEs, has become a cornerstone in the national economies. They play a vital role in achieving economic development and eradicating unemployment. One can differentiate between the small and medium-sized enterprises by measuring the number of employees and the annual revenues. To share more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Shahira Gayaar, our human development and change expert. Good morning, Dr. Gayaar.
Good morning.
Doctor, how do you see the medium and microeconomic entities in light of the turmoil the world is going through nowadays?
Well, to start with, medium-sized and small enterprises should be thriving in these circumstances because they are not very dependent on the exchange rate, what's happening in the global era, like the war in Ukraine and before the COVID. They really operate in a smaller environment that is less affected by these circumstances. For example, small enterprises that are B2B, that are serving other businesses, are more thriving in these circumstances because they have fewer people working. The human resources are not that much of a number. The capital they are using is less in figures. It is easier for such enterprises to find markets. That's not the case in bigger enterprises, mega enterprises. It's like a bit by bit steps in business formulation and operation and marketing.
Indeed. Doctor, what are some of the obstacles facing these economic entities, the SMEs?
Most of all would be marketing. In this case, this is considered an opportunity because mega enterprises need mega marketing plans and promotions and such things. But with medium-sized enterprises and small enterprises, it's easier to market their products and even services. In some countries, small enterprises, medium-sized enterprises, even go for what we call domestic export. They market their products and their services within the country, but among different governorates or states. It's as if they are exporting in a non-export environment.
How can we utilize the lack of exports and contribute to increasing the local production in Egypt?
Well, Egypt is a big market. In fact, we are a mega market. We are more than 1 million potential buyers. Not exporting or difficulties in exports nowadays because of the Ukraine war and the global recession. We still have many opportunities because being a mega market means that we have different sections or segments of the market. We have multi-layers of potential buyers. We have infinite niches that we could target as a small enterprise or a medium-sized enterprise. Also, we have different cultures in Egypt, different purchasing powers, different tastes. That if we are talking about a B2C marketing or a B2C enterprise, meaning that the enterprise is selling a commodity, that's a product or a service, directly to the consumer. We also have B2B enterprises. These are enterprises that are operating to serve or to supply other businesses with what they need, whether material, parts, services, whatever.
Yes.
The Egyptian market is full of opportunity given that we know how to market the product or the service.
Yeah. Can you shed light about the importance of establishing and developing business startups, as well as the role in providing technical and financial support to entrepreneurs in the small and the medium businesses?
I'd like to quote Stephen Arkavi, who said that if you don't know where you're going, then any way could take you there. A small enterprise, a medium-sized enterprise, needs to know what it is about. Who are they targeting? What is the nature and the methodology of manufacturing or making the service or the product? If we know what we are dealing with, then we should begin our startup with a business plan. I need to know my target. I need to know my financial issues. I need to know how the volume, the sales volume I need to do to break even. The entrepreneur or people involved in a small enterprise or a medium-sized enterprise need to know all this themselves before people who are exerting aid, technical aid and business-wise aid for them. If I don't know my business, then there is a big possibility that it won't work for me. Then we start by action plan. Then we start executing the business plan we are doing. And we need to have an action plan with all the WH questions: where, what, who, how much, when, and so on. And assign targets and business missions for each member of the enterprise, meaning the human resources of the enterprise. Then we evaluate our work in a certain time period, let's say 6 months to 1 year, and see how close we are to our targets or our business targets. And then adjust what we are doing. Well, I'm speaking in a very simple form of expression, not very technical or a lot of terminology. For those who are watching, to be able to benefit from what we're saying now, if they are not business people or they have studied business, you need to evaluate your work and then adjust. What we're doing well, we do more of that. If we're not doing well in certain areas of our business, we need to enhance or modify to be more business friendly to my exact product or service.
Of course.
And so on.
Yeah.
That's how they grow.
Yes. Dr. Gayaar, how important is the small and medium enterprises entrepreneur program in facing the common challenges facing the countries of the region due to the high unemployment rate?
They are extremely important, not only for unemployment state, but also for enhancing the economy as a whole. People with small businesses, people with even vocational knowledge or even handcraft knowledge, they could establish a very successful small business or small enterprise, generating a very good income for themselves. They could sell all around their enterprise. I mean, not only geographically, now online services, online vending, online shopping. These are all, they're not really new terms or practices, but they spread very much during the COVID lockdown. We even the simplest people are able to buy online now. So even a very small enterprise with just a mobile phone could market and sell their products or services not only in Egypt but to the region around us, because it is still an extended market to the Egyptian market. Couriers are all around the region, shipping companies. I think if we think as if I were an entrepreneur owning a small project or a small enterprise, thinking outside the box is the key to business growth and business opportunities. Indeed. Also, anything, any small enterprise related to IT or AI is very much recommended these days.
Yes. To what extent is the state concerned with supporting the young entrepreneurs, and what are the mechanisms that it implements to facilitate the access to the new markets for enterprises, small and medium enterprises, and emerging companies?
Well, I think the state is very much concerned with these enterprises or economic entities. Regulations and laws have been issued and have been developed throughout the few past years and even before. Smart regulations, things that really work, steps that really work for the small businesses, entrepreneurs. This is about regulations and laws. Also, more and more vocational schools and trainings are being held, developed, cutting edge and state-of-the-art training programs, whatever proficiency we're talking about, or vocational type of work we're talking about. Cutting-edge technology is being provided in many training centers. The state is adopting this policy and allowing new training centers to be established. Even new schools, new institutes are being established. Different export channels and different marketing channels are being held through annual, semi-annual, and quarterly exhibitions. Almost for free are being provided by the state. There is a remarkable concern about the authentic related industries for export and for domestic consumption. I've been in many exhibitions, and I've spoken with people with small enterprises, emerging enterprises, especially in handcraft and authentic industries like handmade crafts, handmade glass artifacts, things like that, and they are thriving. People are with small enterprises are growing more and more in spreading their businesses and their products throughout Egypt.
Yes, indeed. Also, Dr. Gayaar, to what extent is the importance of the new projects that were launched in encouraging the innovation, the entrepreneurship, and the emerging companies in Egypt?
Excuse me, the
To
sound is
what
not
extent is the importance of the new projects that were launched in encouraging the innovation, the entrepreneurship, as well as the emerging companies in Egypt?
You know, finance, money is the fuel of any emerging project. Not even business plans are provided, but also loans are provided for such businesses from different banks. The National Bank of Egypt is providing loans. Many other banks. Central Bank of Egypt has a policy of aiding, sponsoring different projects. Especially in the field of IT and AI. Many projects are being established with young entrepreneurs, people with 21, 22, 20s of age. They are graduates of technological colleges and schools, and they haven't gone for a regular job.
Yeah.
They went for their own entrepreneur experience, their own project, and this wouldn't have happened without the facilities and the loans and the technical support and the even providing workers for such projects, and this is how such projects grow and thrive.
Yes, indeed, Dr. Shahira Gayaar, Human Development and Change Expert. Thank you very much for your very precious input. It was a real pleasure to have you with us, our dear viewers. Now we'll go to a short break, and after that we'll be back with the remaining segment in the breakfast show, so stay tuned.